One of the greatest ways we can impact the world is to nurture strong home bases here in the States. Being a strong church and establishing strong churches is the best way to send forth and support laborers around the world. Currently, Emmanuel is investing into 7 church plants across the country and in very needy states. States like California, Florida, New York, Georgia, and Massachusetts. Time doesn't allow us to tell of all the stories that God is doing as He moves through these ministries. But please know that your generosity is bearing a great harvest through these young churches. Last year, we invested heavily into Electric City Baptist Church in Schenectady, New York with Pastor Anthony Stafford. Emmanuel was able to help them pay cash for their new building as well as provide money for a new sound system. This year marks 5 years of ministry in the greater Albany area. And now they move into their new building and have prayerfully started appointing church elders and deacons. It's incredible to see the structure and the leadership fall into place, and in many ways, Pastor Anthony and the church feel like they're just getting started.
The Lord is really forming Electric City Baptist Church, what we call the Jesus place, into a mighty place where God can work and hearts and minds can be changed. We're extremely grateful to really be a part of what you guys are doing, and you guys invest in us. And we believe that the future has some great things for our church and hopefully the churches that we want to plant. Again, we thank you for all the work that you've put into our church, the friendship that you've shown, and the encouragement that you've given us.
Today, we're excited to meet Josh and Rachel Skelly, church planters in Tampa, Florida. Josh's dad, Kurt, was saved through the ministry of Emmanuel in the 1980s. And now, many years later, God's story continues across multiple generations of gospel influence.
Both my wife and I grew up in pastors' homes. As a kid, people would ask me what I wanted to be. And I thought, anything but a pastor. But as an 18-year-old, I felt God calling me to pastor. And once I surrendered to that, I said, okay, I just won't plant a church.
We are Josh and Rachel Skelly,
And we're planting Redemption Church in Tampa, Florida. Redemption Church will be located in the fastest growing county of the fastest growing state in the country.
22% of Wesley Chapel considers themselves Christian. Only 6% of the community has a biblical worldview. Our goal is to show the love of Christ to our city and reach the lost.
Our mission is to make and send disciples.
We are going to be a church that's not only connected to our community, but deep in discipleship.
We are excited to focus on the main thing by discipling believers in 3 ways.
In rows, this is where we'll worship together, listen to the word, and fellowship as a church.
In circles, house groups are the environment where we get to know people on a more personal level and pray for them specifically.
And at tables, mentorship is how we develop leaders who have a passion for Jesus and making more disciples.
Every step of the way, God has proven to us that this is what He's called us to do.
And we're really just excited to continue to follow His leading.
This year, we had the ability to send over $12,000 of support to these 7 church plants, all for the furtherance of God's kingdom work here in the United States. In the coming weeks, we'll hear more about church planting opportunities, but for now, would you please pray for our church planting partnerships? Pray that God will encourage these pastors, provide for their needs, and lead them forward in gospel ministry.